What's up, guys? It's another Music Gear Monday. We are back, and this week we are checking out BeatSource. BeatSource is a online DJ record pool. They're linked into Beatport. They work with DJ City. They have a pretty expansive record pool for a lot of top 40 hip-hop, pop, a lot of Latin music. They have some really good stuff. They have remixes in there. They have acapellas, all kinds of different things. The cool thing is they work with Denon as far as streaming services go, or DJ streaming services go, so you can stream them directly to your Denon media players. I found that to be really cool because I own a pair of Denons, and that's one of the first things that popped up. I've tried it for a little while. Thought it was a really cool service. Recently, BeatSource announced the BeatSource DJ app. It is a web app that's available on their website. It's available to download a shortcut link to add to your computer so that you can use this app to DJ with. Essentially, it's an online DJ software. And we're going to hop in that and look at that today, see what the fuss is about, check out some cool features. So we are looking at BeatSource DJ public beta app. In this app, you are able to search a ton of different music. You're able to play up to 2 minutes of the track. So it says up here on the top, 2-minute preview clip you can add on each deck here, and you're able to play those tracks just like if you were in a DJ software. You can see up at the top, you have your waveforms up here, so you can see where the track is, where your needle is, and then you have the actual waveform that reads just like on a DJ app. And you have deck A and you have deck B. You have these numbers here where you can put cue points. So I can add different cue points to my tracks. You have an effects tab here where you can actually add different effects, and you have a little XY basically to trigger those effects and add how much you want and how dry or wet the effect is. You have your gain on the inside here, and just like a mixer, you have high, mid, lows. You have a filter sweep down here so you can filter it out. You have a gain, and then you have a crossfader here. These little buttons here are for cue points, and to activate it, you actually have to go into settings and connect your controller. That's another big feature to this app. You can connect a DJ controller to this app. Right now, I have it mapped to my OP1 MIDI controller just because it was the first thing I had connected to the computer while sitting here. It says that if you open the app supports Denon DJ, Pioneer DJ, Hercules, Newmark, and Tractor devices. So if you own any of these devices, you're able to open this up and it should automatically see your controller and you should be able to sync to it. Right now, I have my OP1 connected, and with the OP1, I'm able to add cue points. I can MIDI map any of the buttons and knobs on here, which I thought was really cool. So if you look, what's going on here is that I MIDI mapped each one of these to one of the keys on my OP1. I can also map these knobs here. So this knob right here in the middle that I'm turning here, I've mapped to the crossfader. So if you look in the program here, as I turn this knob, you could see the crossfader going back and forth. That's kind of cool. So up in your top right, if you click on the settings button, you'll start here. But if you go down, you can see where you can actually MIDI map. And you can map this to pretty much any MIDI controller you plug into your computer, as long as it sees it as a MIDI controller. If I click set and I click a button on my OP1, you see it's set to note 71. That's one of the keys on my OP1 here. And if I look at the BeatSource app, then you could see that it's actually triggering that loop that I set. So this will actually trigger a loop. And so yeah, you have the ability to actually set up your MIDI functionality inside of this app. You have shortcuts you can use. You can use different headphone outputs. So if your MIDI controller has Q outs or your audio interface has separate outs, you can do that as well. That's really cool that they would do that. Here's all your shortcuts. If you go up to the top and you click this little button here, everything on your laptop keys here, and it shows you how everything works. There's an auto mix. There's an auto mix feature where you can auto mix tracks into each other. So if you're just at a party and you want tracks to mix back and forth into each other, and all you have is your laptop, you could plug this guy in, open this app up, and if you have BeatSource as a service, so if you actually pay monthly for BeatSource, you have access to all this music, and you could set it to auto mix and just kind of let it run and let your party or whatever you want to do vibe out at home. It's a cool software to actually preview tracks and be able to see what kind of mixes together. So there's this learn to mix section where you can actually go in here and you can learn to mix some of these different genres of music, and it actually will show you, the BPM and key here, and it'll show you like what tracks work and kind of listen and hear with your ears what's working. So really, really cool feature that they have there. This is a beta version, so if you look up here it says beta, and that's because they're still testing it out and getting feedback. There's actually a little feedback button here where you can actually go in and take a little survey to help them get more input. So they're doing some really cool stuff with the BeatSource app. They're trying to get people involved, trying to get people started on this journey of DJing, or get other DJs involved in more of their software and more of their record pool. So if this seems like something you're interested in, I'll put a link in the description below for you to check them out. You get 1 month free right now if you do go sign up and you're a new signee. Make sure to check that out as well. Play around with that app because that app is free to play around with. And if you're somebody looking to get into DJing, it's a cool tool, pretty much free to get started with and mess around. So check that out. BeatSource. That's going to be it for today's Music Gear Monday. I'm Carl Carell. We'll be back here next week with a new episode. We'll catch you guys then. Make sure to hop over to the Twitch and join me every Monday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for Beats, Tech, and Life. We recap some of this stuff, recap some tech, and make some beats and have some fun. So join me in the chat. Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Have a good week. Peace.